before dealing with our profile, we have our profile, everything that we need for our profile in here, but we need to make a little bit of adjustments before we work with our profile, okay? Because here we're going to require the login context, whether the user is logged in or not. So we need to handle that in app.js first. So here we have the context that we are using here, but we don't have the login context, the user login. So let's go ahead, take care of that, and then we can proceed to work on our page. So what we need to do to get the login status, we need to go ahead and have a variable here. Not a variable, but we're going to create a new function. We're going to give it a name, login status. So either way, whether a user is logged in or not, we're going to run the function. It has to be asynchronous because we're going to check for the data in our async storage, and then we're going to check the existence of a token. If the token is there, then we're going to go ahead and get the token. If it is not there, then we're going to just set the state of our login status to false, because that means if there's no token, the user is not logged in, okay? So right at the top, we're going to have a variable. We're going to call it user token. This user token is going to wait for our async storage, and we're going to get item, and the item that we're getting here is going to be a token. So that's the key that we're going to use when we're storing our token. We'll take a look in our login page. So here we're going to have a condition. If user token is not equal to null, that means that user is logged in. We're going to set login to true. So we need to create a state variable to true. We don't have the state variable as yet, else we're going to set it to false, like that. Okay, so that's the first step. So let's go ahead and create our state variable. So we're going to have a login, set login. Initially, it is going to be, let's set it to false, like that. And we need to run this function that we just created in our, let's check whether we have, okay, we do have our async storage here. So everything is okay. We can run it after this, like that. So now, after running it, let's just go ahead and log. We're going to log in. Okay, so false, because we are not logged in. Let's get rid of the log. Next, we're going to go ahead and have our context here. So we're just going to copy one of the contexts that we have. Let's go ahead and check the name. Okay, so this is our context, login context, right? It's supposed to be login context here with a C, and we go right on top, login context. We need to go ahead and import this login context. If we take a look here, we have our user context, but we don't have our login context. That's supposed to be login context, and we're supposed to map it to login context. Okay, so far so good. We don't have an error, so we need to consume that login context in our profile page. So if you visit our profile page as it is now, so our profile page is going to come like this, right? We're consuming our login context, but we have this state variable with the name user. We're going to get rid of it a little bit later when we're using our hook to fetch the profile. Okay, so let's try to visit our profile. So this is our profile. We don't have anything, any data here, so nothing is showing. We're supposed to show the image either way. Okay, radius. Okay, we just give a mock at foodly.com. That's going to be our email. That's a mock email. Okay, but the data we're going to get from the backend. So here, let's go ahead and deal with our image, because either way, we should be able to show this profile if our data is equal to null. Okay, let's hover over. So here, instead of source, we're going to use data. Okay, so if we use data, something should show up here. So that's going to be our profile. So for all these ones, you can go ahead and expand them a little bit further, but the UI design is done for the registration page. So we need to go ahead and set logic to this bottom navigation bar, not bottom navigation bar, but bottom tab bar. Okay, if a user is not logged in, then we're supposed to be redirected to the registration page, to the login page or registration page. So we're going to go to our navigation bottom tab. So in our bottom tab, we want to consume this login context. Okay, so let's just go ahead and login. Okay, undefined. Okay, it's undefined for sure because we have to revisit our app.js. Here, the variables are wrong. Okay, so it's supposed to be login and it's supposed to be set login. Yeah, okay, so we have our value now. So make sure whenever you are hooking context to your main component, these variables are correct. Okay, so we have to go to profile. This is our cart. We have to close profile. So login. Else we're going to show the login page. Let's check what's the name of the component. It's supposed to be a login page, so we need to import the login page somehow on top, like that. Oh, okay, so we have missing components in here, so we are going to deal with them and then we can continue.